What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and in this video, guys, I'm going to be bringing you our Week 6 matchup against Coach Psycho Moore and the Paris Politoeds. I'll be sure to link Psycho's channel in the description, so you guys can go check out his side of the battle. Fair warning, and it's nothing bad about it. It's just so you guys don't go over there and you're like, what is this? Psycho is French. All of his videos will be in French, so if you go over there to look for his side of the battle, do not be surprised. That is my disclaimer, but make sure you guys go check it out so you guys can at least see the team build to kind of see his moves and thought process as far as his battle style goes and stuff like that. If you guys didn't catch our team builder, the link to that will be in the description of this video. Make sure you guys go check it out. We are bringing our Sash Mamoswine. We do have Yachi, Berry, D-Dance, Salamence. We do have Castleberry Rotom with Sucker Punch. We have Life Orb Zam to shut down the Cresselia, Toxic Taunt, Psyshock, and Focus Blast so Bisharp doesn't trap us. We have Wakanberry Pelipper that can eat hits from Infernape, and then we have a very specially defensive Rotom, kind of a check to Miss Magus in a sense. Synthesis, Black Sludge, Giga, all that fun stuff. Go check out the team builder. Looking at his team, oh my god. First things first, no Mega Venusaur, no Landorus Therian, no Tentacruel, no Miltank, no Zebstrika, just things I was afraid of. He has the Mismagius, he has the Cresselia, he's got the Infernape, the Ditto, the Druddigon, and the Bisharp. So, first thing I noticed, he has no form of hazard removal. I'm getting rocks up immediately. I'm leading with Mamoswine, nothing on his team. I mean, Fake Out into Flare Blitz from Infernape could knock me out. But that's very, very, very unlikely that he would want to do that, especially if I'm a Scarf variant of Mamoswine and he doesn't want to do that. So, Ditto is something I got to be careful about. We do have the Salamence. If he does try to mimic our own Salamence, we can kind of shut him down that way. Druddigon is another thing. Druddigon could have priority in Sucker Punch. Bisharp is absolutely a monster. The thing does get Defiant. If it comes in on a Shadow Ball and gets a special defense drop, he does get that +2 boost. So, without further ado, I'm going to go on ahead and play the battle. Like I said, I want to lead off with Mamoswine, and really quick, I'll touch on this before I get into it. A lot of people are going to be like, why isn't this live commed? Till I get my mojo back, these are going to be post-commed. Once I start feeling comfortable again, we'll go back in the live comms. Sorry about that, but you have matches regardless. I lead off with Mamoswine here. Sash Mamo, I can do anything I want to. He leads off with Hermione the Mismagius. So I'm like, this thing can't do too much to me. It's his Omnipotent Z-Captain, so he can go for it. I go for rocks right out the gate. I'm faster, and that scares me. That scares me so bad. I was like, why am I faster than this thing? Goes for a Will-O-Wisp, misses. Huge, like turn one, that is the biggest thing I can imagine. I was like, well, I don't want Mamo to get burned. I'm gonna go on to Ivy. Roserade can eat a burn. Nothing really too crazy wants to happen off that. He sets up the Trick Room. What? Trick Room is made this thing so fast. You set up a Trick Room, that's wild. Okay, so now I'm assuming he's faster than Roserade. Goes for the Shadow Ball, trying to scout, just to kind of see the damage that Roserade can pull off on it. Doesn't do too much. You're going to see that I am a very specially defensive set. I'm going to fire off my own Shadow Ball into the Mismagius. Also kind of a bulkier Mismagius. Does a little over half. So it is a 3-hit KO. I can go for another Shadow Ball here. I did want to go for the HP. I wanted to go with the HP ground so bad, but I was like, let me attack what's in front of me. Switches out into Caesar the Bisharp. If I would have went for HP ground here, it would have cleaned that thing up right then and there. But I go for the Shadow Ball here, and this is what I was afraid of in the team build. This is what I was afraid of in mock battles, is that he switches this thing on a Shadow Ball, and he gets the special defense drop, which triggers a +2 Defiant boost. So I'm like, oh my god. So I was like, I'm hoping I'm faster than this thing under Trick Room. I don't think I am. I'm just like, please, nothing really wants to take this thing on right now. So I keep Roserade in. Didn't see a need for it. I know it's not an offensive Mismagius, so I don't really need it. Other than that, wasn't really doing too much. So early on, 6-5 lead to Psycho. We see he's a Life Orb set. I run some calcs. I see that he's an Adamant +2, or an Adamant Life Orb Bisharp. I bring in Mamoswine because I know I can take the Iron Head. I know I can take anything. I'm going to go for an EQ, and I'm going to knock this bad Mamajam out. Goes out into Hermione, the Mismagius again. The Earthquake's not going to be able to connect with it, obviously, because of the Levitate ability, but it is going to take rocks damage. I believe it's the last turn of Trick Room as well. Twisted Dimension turn to normal. I can go for an Icicle Crash here, and I can knock out the Mismagius. So, Ray Romano, going for that Icicle Crash. We connect it. I believe it's a 95%, 90% accurate move. I can't remember right, 85%. We do connect the Icicle Crash. We do knock out the Mismagius. Huge threat out of the way. Can't Will-O-Wisp me. Can't Will-O-Wisp my Salamence. Can't Will-O-Wisp anything else. So, goes on into La Cresson, the Cresselia. Can't really do too much to me. Can set up screens, can potentially set up a Trick Room again. I'm going to go for a Toxic. I don't think he's going to attack Rutsid right in front of him. This is huge. This is going to be tremendous damage off in this thing in the long run. We're going to be able to Toxic it. We can go into Alakazam and taunt it. Goes for that Trick Room. I'm like, all right, whatever. Rotom can deal with this thing very nicely because I don't think he's bringing Shadow Ball. We saw the Trick Room. I'm imagining Moonblast or Ice Beam for Salamence, so I can't just set up all over its face. Could have some sort of Moonlight healing move. Could have healing, or not the Healing Wish, the Lunar Dance as well. So I'm going to go on to Tesla here, the Rotom. Goes for the Moonblast. We're going to be able to eat that somewhat comfortably because he's obviously not going to be nobody really runs an offensive crest unless they're Calm Mind. So Toxic damage is ranking up on this thing, and I can go for a super effective Shadow Ball, but here's the thing is that I don't want to go for a Shadow Ball because he'll switch in Bisharp again. So what do I do on the Bisharp switch is I go for a Will-O-Wisp because I've already seen the Life Orb. I know he's not Lumberry. I know he's not going to appreciate a Will-O-Wisp, and sure enough, he switches in that Bisharp on the Shadow Ball, which would have given him another +2, which would have been huge, but we are able to get the burn on the Bisharp, which is absolutely tremendous. We got the burn, we got Rocks damage on this thing. He's right above half. He goes to the knockoff. That's fine. That is fine. That is fine. He is going to take us out. So now it is 5-4. We're doing good though. One of his Miss Magus is gone. This thing is burned and it's on a timer with the burn and the Life Orb. And Cresselia is toxic. So even though he's up right now, we're still looking really good. I'm going to go out to Khaleesi here. He can't touch Khaleesi. He can go for a knockoff on the Achi Berry. I can go straight for a Dragon Dance here. He goes for a knockoff. That's fine. I can't take an HP Ice. Whatever. I was thinking about it because after the Achi Berry and the burn, he can't do too much for me. I could have totally set up right here with Salamence, but I didn't want this thread around anymore, so I'm just going to go click EQ. I'm going to go for it right here and there, knock it thing out. So now we're back to a 4-4 even matchup. Bisharp is down. Two huge threats that I'm planning that I was completely afraid of are down. We got the Moxie boost here. He needs to go into something to shut me down ASAP. Goes out into Captain Flam, which is going to be the Infernape. Doesn't go out in the Ditto just yet. Goes out into Captain Flam. Now, I'm assuming this is a Scarf Ape. I don't want to take anything with it. I can take a Stone Edge with Pelipper, but I'm assuming he's going to go for the HP Ice. He needs to stop this thing in its tracks. He can't predict. I'm going to go out and injure here. I'm going to set the rain if he wants to go for a Flare Blitz, if he wants to go for anything, making some sort of predictive switch. It's not going to work. Actually goes for the HP Ice right here, and it is a neutral hit on Pelipper, so that's kind of deduction reasoning. He went for a hidden power move. Actually goes for the Thunder Punch on the Pelipper. Wakan Berry, we can take that to the bank and back with our defensive investment. We eat that up. We're going to go for the Hurricane here. I was thinking we could go for a Scald. I didn't want to Scald something else. We went into Ditto on the switch. I didn't want to go for a Scald because it would be a resisted hit, so I thought Hurricane was going to be the best play overall. Knock out the Infernape. 4-3, looking really clean right now. Goes on to Matt Podcast, the Ditto. So this thing is going to turn into what I'm assuming to be as a Choice Scarf Pelipper. And I know that Alakazam can outspeed a Choice Scarf Pelipper with our investment in the rain. Well, not even in the rain. And I know Mamoswine can also outspeed our own Pelipper. So I keep Indra in. Indra did what he needed to do. He ate that Thunder Punch and he took out the Infernape. And I'm like, all right, yes. 4-3. Prometheus comes in. Prometheus can eat one Hurricane. Prometheus can Psyshock this thing in return as well. I'm going to go straight for that Psyshock right here. No reason not to. Don't need to put this thing in a time or nothing. I'm going to get a huge chunk of damage off on this thing. Goes for the Hurricane. That's fine. I'm like, all right. Prometheus is doing what he needs to do. Prometheus eats. Prometheus eats. And I say eats because Alakazam is a very frail Pokemon in general, so I'm not going to be able to do much. Switches out, goes out into Le Crescent, and this would be really cool if I had Recover right here, but I switched out Recover for Focus Blast. If you watch Team Build, you guys know. I'm going to go for a Psyshock here. Toxic damage and rocks are going to be hurting this thing. It's right under half. He's going to want to go for a Moonlight. He's going to want to go for some sort of recovery right here, because if he thinks I don't have Shadow Ball can knock this thing out right now, depending on his spread. I'm going to go for the Taunt, though. I don't want him getting up any sort of recovery. I don't want him setting up screens. I don't want him Lunar Dancing. None of that fun stuff. Goes for Rest, actually, which makes me think he's like a Resto Chesto Cresselia. Very interesting enough. I think Psyshock into Toxic damage will knock it out, but he's not risking the Shadow Ball. He's going to go out into Drunk Armin, which is going to be the Druddigon. Now, I'm like, why would you switch in Druddigon on this thing? I can easily 2-hit KO you. Watch this damage. Watch this damage. I can easily 2-hit KO the Druddigon. I'm like, okay. Alakazam outspeeds the rest of the team. I need to figure out something else. I'm going to switch out Prometheus. Druddigon does get priority in Sucker Punch. I'm going to go out on a Ray Romano here. I'm sashed. I can take any hit and I can dish it right back out. Goes for the Sucker Punch and sorry, no dice. Next up here, he goes for that Sucker Punch and I'm like, all right, he's going to get chip off. He breaks Ray Romano's sash, which is something very careful I have to think about. Does reveal to be a Life Orb offensive set. I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash. I didn't want to go for Earthquake just in case Cresselia did come in. So I'll go for that right now. Also, he could have switched into Ditto, but Ditto, you'll see, doesn't do too much. Now we are 3-2. 3-2 looking really good. Goes on to Matt Podcast, the Ditto. He's going to take some rocks damage, and he's going to turn into my Mamoswine. Now, I can eat my own Earthquake. I can eat my own Icicle Crash. I really hope to God he doesn't flitch me with my own Icicle Crash. I do have the thick fat, so I can take my own Icicle Crash very comfortably. Goes for it, and I'm like, please, 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 please. And would you know it, we eat our own Icicle Crash. We do not get flinched. We go for the EQ right here. We're able to knock out the Ditto as well. Now, Cresselia right here, untauntable, cannot hit it with an Earthquake. I need to connect an Icicle Crash. I don't want this thing going for a rest, because otherwise, I don't know the rest of its coverage. It could totally just reverse sweep the rest of my team. So, brings in the Cresselia on a timer. Rocks damage. I'm like, please, please, Ray Romano, if you have ever done anything for me, please connect this last Icicle Crash. And Ray Romano coming through with the Icicle Crash is able to knock out the Cresselia, giving us a 3-0 victory against Coach Psychomore and the Paris Politoeds, bringing us to a total of, I believe we are 2-4 now. So we're coming back. We're coming back, boys. We got a lot of weeks this season. This season has a lot of weeks to it. So we're 2-4, -8 differential. There are 15 weeks total. 15 weeks total, so we're not out of this just yet. We're coming back. Next up, we are going up against one of my good friends, actually, Galactic Ellie and the Chicago Cup Juice. Looking very forward to that match. I hope you guys are too. If you guys did enjoy this battle, be sure to leave a like on the video, as your support is always greatly appreciated. Of course, if you are new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well, so you don't miss out on more Pokemon content. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang, and I'm going to talk to you all soon. Later.